What's up, good people? Thank you for joining us on another episode of Translation, sponsored by Translation Media. We have a sponsorship today, man. We want to thank a big shout out to Meta H2O. This is an up-and-coming minority-owned water company. It is alkaline water, so we want to thank y'all, give y'all a salute. We're going to do a drop for y'all later on. I'm Kurt Blair with my co-host, Nick.
Nick Bean, what's going on? And we got a special guest today, my brother from another Money Mark Wilkins.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you want the government out, but it ain't hard to find out who he is, man.
It's all love, man.
You get past a certain age, you can do the government, man.
Come on now.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. I've been excited about a lot of our interviews. I'm super excited about this one.
No doubt.
This one definitely hit close to home for me. This is my brother, and we've worked on projects together. We brought you on the show today because you have a lot that you can translate. You see what I did there? Rubbing off on me.
I see it.
So there's a lot that you can translate on the show, just from your journey. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. I thought it'd be cool to bring you on because the Chicago connection. I know the Kurt shot town by way of Nap Town, Naptown.
West Side.
Yeah. So, me being the Cleveland guy, I rep born and raised, and I got to put the Midwest.
Your said perfect Midwest.
Yeah, I had to put the Midwest Kids hoodie on today for this one. So we're going to dive into your story, Mark, man. First of all, let them know where you from, what side of Chicago you from.
Man, South side of Chicago, born and raised, man. Play sports and like most kids, you either it's one or two. You streets or you pick up that ball, and for me it was the ball, bro. And it took me on a beautiful journey to where I am today.
Okay.
Tell them a little bit about how the OGs in Chicago, how they basically incubate you from being, once you pick up that ball, they incubate the athletes from that street life, man. They basically keep you away, and but they gonna put the gamble. They gonna gamble on the games though.
Okay, I need to hear that. I need to hear that.
Bro, them summer leagues, like I remember being like maybe like 15, 14, 16 maybe, playing in like pro-ams with Amari Sawyer and all them dudes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
shout out to Amari Sawyer, one of the GOATs, man.
It's way out my league, bro. But just the intensity, like you said, money involved. It's 100 on 100. He got 10 bands on it. Another dude got 5 bands on it. And then you in the mix. You just a little high school out here trying to get to work. Mind you, I ain't got no offers yet. I'm still only maybe sophomore. But it's like, hey, I'm from Southside, so I got to really come in here and put on and show them, like, I can compete, I belong, or make a name for myself.
Right.
And it was just like the jungle, man. But that's it. Like he said, like, once you pick that ball up, bro, all the big homies, like my brother and them and my uncle and them, like, they made sure that I just stayed on a straight arrow. When it come to school, like, after school, bro, what you doing? You training, you working out, making sure the books is right, like none of the extracurriculars. And then on top of that, my wife, who I got now, was my girl at the time. So, like, for me, it was easy to just be like, hey, don't fall into this trap, don't do that. So it was like, I didn't have too many bad influences, man. Like, I will say, like, my uncle and brothers and all them, my cousins, man, they did a great job. Like you say, the dudes out in the neighborhood, they gonna hold you down. When
they definitely gonna hold you down.
They gonna hold you down.
But even before and after the games, man, they gonna be in your ear. They gonna be like, man, you our guy. Yeah. They gonna and the games be active. Whether you in the jungle, one of the small gyms that we have, or if you're in an arena like UIC or something like that, man, the games be epic, man. The guys, the G's be courtside. They yelling, they champing, they battling with each other, going back and forth with each other. But it's all love at the end of the day. And so, like, it's just like when it comes to the athletics in Chicago and in that Midwest towns, like, it's like a peace offering when you get to those arenas when those basketball games come, because the camaraderie is there. Now, whatever happens outside them doors,
it sound about right.
And most of the time, they make sure that you ain't there.
Exactly.
You the one playing.
Go home, man.
You ain't there, bro.
Go home, man.
You go out through the back. We gonna be out. We gonna handle the traffic in the front. So it's like, all right, it is, man. And I think it's I like the state of where the city, where the state of the sport, how the city has grown it. You know what I'm saying? Like, seeing how many talented young guys has made it out the city, whether that's to the league, overseas, and doing their own thing now. Like, branched off, having their own programs.
Definitely.
Branched off, doing camps and. Just doing like partnerships with different brands like Chase, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a bunch of shorties from the crib.
Talking about Chase Adams?
Yeah, Chase Adams.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Chase.
You know what I'm saying? Like he went to college.
Mm-hmm.
He made his money, and now he's like giving back. He doing plenty of brand partnerships.
He did a short stint over in Africa for the new African league that they put together.
That's dope.
That's what I'm saying. It's like so it's dope to see people doing that because like our influence. And everybody got, like LA got their style of ball, New York got their style, but it's speaking really that Midwest region. And me and Chappelle talked about this.
Yeah.
Like, because it was a chart that was breaking the country down in like three quadrants, and it was like Chicago, Cleveland, Indiana. It was all like in one because those, like you said, Indiana, they'll come travel. Michigan, they'll come travel
Detroit,
to Chicago.
Louis, Kentucky,
Detroit for sure. St. Louis, Memphis, they'll come up to play. Like it'd be times while you playing the pro-am, and it's like, oh, this team from Memphis. Oh, this team from Kentucky or Nap or Detroit.
Wisconsin. I mean, Wisconsin had hella teams.
But it's just like that whole Midwest region, man. They putting on, and it's great to see like where the game, how the game has grown in the city and the Midwest in general. Got love for it, bro.
No, definitely got to have love for it.
So you said something in the storyline, kind of giving us an insight on the influence Chicago had on you.
Yeah.
You said these guys are going. There's some guys close to you that were going in and brokering or creating deals. Just from that experience. So we obviously know ball can take you in many different directions.
For sure.
For the younger demo that might be watching, that might think basketball, like actually playing is the only way to go, but there's so many more opportunities. But more importantly, you played in Chicago and you traveled all over the world to play too.
Yeah.
Where's some of the places you played?
Well, I went to school in South Bend, so I was at the Holy Cross in Notre Dame. I spent 4 years there, bro, and like that's my connection to Indiana right there. Like from there, I done been to Nap so many times. You know what I'm saying? Bloomington, just being in South Bend alone, kind of opened my eyes to like other things that was out there because I was supposed to go to school in Southern Illinois. That's where I wanted to go. Like, I mean, that's what mostly. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm going to stay in state like everybody else. Go down to Southern. But I was like, my brother and them was down at U of I. I was like, I'm trying to figure out, again, my wife, she went to Notre Dame. So it was like, for me,
I've got to get close.
It was easier to just be like, all right, what helped me stay focused through this?
Right.
What helped me stay focused through the work? And I know now it's going to get even harder. Like now, my mama ain't beating on my door, bro. You better get up. You got come on, take it. So we going here. We're going to the workouts, going to training. Like I didn't have that, so I was like, all right. I needed to kind of figure out. Went to Notre Dame. After I graduated college, it was the lockout season, so we moved to Houston. I did a training camp with the Rio Vipers, Grande Vipers, the D League team, and from there I went to China. I was going to start playing D League. At the time, it was D League, it wasn't G League. So I was going to start in the G League, but I got an offer to go to China. And of course, me, like after being in Peru, I went to do some time in Peru. I was like, man, if I can go live in another country, I'm doing it.
Yep. So
I went to China, bro, and the rest was history. And that's kind of how I got to meet people from like Nike and different other companies that showed me like I can use ball to kind of navigate where I want to go versus just being like, bro, I played overseas. Like for me, the little time I was there was good enough because it got my mind going like, bro, I can just I can leverage my career, like all that work. Let me just leverage it and do this and do that. And growing up in Chicago, I did play football. I played football all through high school, stopped junior year because my dad was like, look, you got to go where the money at. Obviously, coming from Chicago, the money is on. They gonna bet on basketball all day long. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of them things that was for me. I didn't have to think about it, but China was it. And after I came back from China, I immediately went to start doing like different type of campaigns and like product testing for Nike, and the rest is history, bro.
Yeah, that's dope. I mean, like I said, we know this game, the sport takes us all over the world, takes us in many different directions. I mean, even our connections between the three of us, it comes out of the hooper community. Yeah, started at basketball. You know, Lifetime. I love Lifetime. I got 6 chips over there. So between I got one in Green Valley, I got 5.
I got kicked out after my one.
Hey, I can't speak to that.
Lifetime, if y'all watching this, we gotta get you gotta open that band or whatever it is. Move it.
They want pickleball up in that joint, man. They trying to move the colors.
No, he figured out a loophole, but I ain't gonna say it on camera.
They probably ain't corporate. They ain't watching this. I use my middle name to get back in that joint.
He took enough time off and then came back as a different alien.
I stopped for 6 months and I went back there. Somebody told me I was in Indianapolis. Somebody told me, they was like, man, I done got kicked out of before. She was like, man, I just used my middle name.
Yeah,
I was like, so that's my second strike. So
listen, I was in there on the full family plan. Everybody had access. So I'm like, look, I need to get my money's worth. I'm in there restructuring teams, recruiting cats. And me and Mark was on the team at one point. That's when I was salty when he left. But like, we come from the Hooper community, man, and like even just talking about Lifetime, even looking at the brand and the Lifetime, like how really dope out of all the gyms and memberships you can have as a Lifetime membership is really kind of the elite level memberships, and especially what they have to offer in terms of benefits. But neither here nor there. We're not going to spend a whole time talking about them.
Giving them too much love.
Too much pub. but more than anything, we got in this space and meeting each other, interacting with each other over almost 10 years.
For sure.
So, in that matter of time that I met you, we worked on several projects. But before that, I got to go back. I got to go back to like, all right, well, you were in China. You were in Peru, then China.
Yeah.
And China opened you up. It exposed you to brand partnerships, all of these different opportunities with different brands. Talk to that.
So at the time, man, when I was over there, 361 was like the big, was like the Instagram was just taking off when my junior, senior year. And I remember my boy EJ was like, dog, you got to get it on Instagram. I'm like, man, what the hell is Instagram?
Right.
Like it was just no video, just posting pictures. I'm like, man, what is this? So I hopped on college, like little things, bro, like little workout here and there. But then when I went to China, it was like everybody was like, what's your Instagram? I'm like, what the hell? No, run it. Let's run it then. Then it was a brand over there called 361 Degrees. And now they have I think Joker is signed with them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
At the time, bro, they was on every court, every facility I went to, my weight room, training room. It was everywhere. Hey, bro, we want to get you a deal. One of my teammates actually took a deal with them. Me, I was heavy on Kobe's at the time.
Of course, you're still a Nike guy.
Got it tatted on me. Like, I was heavy in the Kobe at the time, bro. And I got seeded my very first pair right before I went. And when I was living in Houston,
it's over.
We used to go to we was at LA Fitness. And at the time, I was just telling my wife about this last night, De'Aaron Fox was in 8th grade.
Oh, wow.
Actually demolishing the whole gym, but and everybody knew it was one dude in there. Every hood got I'm not from Houston, but they know like bro ain't from here. We can tell. I come in with my Notre Dame gear on, Holy Cross. They like bro ain't from here at all. The way you move, you talk. And it was I met a couple cats and they was like, yo, bro, I do so and so. My partner do so and so seeding with Nike. And I'm like, cool, linked up. So I got seeded when I was in China. And fast forward, I got seeded in China. My first pair of Kobe's, they was the shark, like Kobe 7 sharks.
Yeah, okay.
And I fell in love.
Yeah.
I was like, I need another pair. Sent me Wolf Grays. And they were just sending me packages to wear. I had it, like, that's all I wore. So I told 360, I'm just listening. My teammate come back, yo, bro, I got this deal, this. They paying money, but I'm like, if I can learn the why to this, I think that's my next move.
Yeah.
Like at the end, I'm in practice, bro. I'm not even loving it. Like I'm not loving it the same.
Yeah.
We wake up. I'm like, all right, cool, workout. Leave 2 a day, shoot around. I'm like, I ain't loving this shit no more, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm like my mind is already thinking about the next thing.
Yep.
And the next thing was like, Brandon, why do y'all do that? Why are y'all picking me? Why? And at the time, all my homies, like I said, I played in Chicago. I knew all the top picks are still in the league. They greats now. Like, and then my partners that played football was the same thing. So I was like, I got all these entertainment, and I got friends that are actors. So it was like for me, Nike saw that. After I was like, I told them like, I'm done. Y'all don't have to send me no more product, but I'm done. For the seed and stuff, but teach me why.
Yeah.
And from there, that's when it went from all right. And really, what happened is when I had Zai, I stopped loving the game, bro. I ain't want to do 2 a days. I I enjoy like being with my son more than I love going to Lifetime in Orland Park because I moved back from Houston to Chicago, and Orland Park that's what we got down there. That's why I met Jack.
That's what the pickup runs was.
That's where the pickup runs
on the suburbs side.
So I was like suburbs. All the pros was there. I'm talking about all the cats from U of I, Darren Williams, all D Brown, them. They come through. So it's like they come in with their Louis stuff. Now this was leveled up. I done made my money. They got Louis bags. I'm like, okay, they the who. But I'm like, at that point, they was doing like we was still doing 7 a.m. 5 a.m. Then we do a 10 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm like, I
don't want to be in none of this.
One time a day,
right.
And it just turned into that.
You ain't a pro no more. You transitioning into something else.
I want to be a pro. I was like, I want to be a pro somewhere else. Like, let me add this to my resume, and that's kind of how.
But I always talk that testimonial to that, man. I always congratulate people that have the foresight and the mental fortitude to be able to transition into something else while they're playing. A lot of athletes struggle with that because that day that basketball stops, you're like, man, what do I do next? And I'm either gonna go into coaching.
You know it, and I'm sure like
it's gonna end one day.
Like how many times you see like cats around, and now they're 35. It's like. Can't call. Like you get a call from an agent anytime. Hey, bro, we need a guard. I just need a vet. I just need somebody. They need a locker room guy. And it's like, man, you scratching your head. I remember up until I was like 30, I was still thinking about it, like, bro, in my head. But it's like
easy money, and it's something that comes natural to you.
Right,
Basketball is something natural.
Like for me, I was like, man, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm really content with where I'm at in life, what I got going on. And at the time, when you talking about 30, that's when I had Zen, Vertigo just was born. So like, I'm cooking on a whole nother level. It's like, bro,
I cooking on them kids.
So I can't go overseas. I got brand like I'm having pop-ups and we selling now. There's people lined up for this stuff. I got sneakers that's in
What was your brand at that time?
Zen. So that's also say bookmark that part and talk more about Zen and Vertigo.
Okay.
So
I had so after I finished, I was born 2014. We moved to Vegas 2015. Okay. So 2015, I took the job with most of my people from Nike basketball and went to Finish Line.
Damn, that's around the same time I came to Vegas.
So from Finish, all the people from Nike was like, "Yo, bro, why don't you come? You a little creative. You got some stuff to you. Why don't you come to Finish Line now?" Me, again in my head, I'm loyal. Like I'm very loyal to this thing, but I know Finish Line is a bigger scale. So now I got Puma, Under Armour, Adidas. Yeah. And I mean, it just went from this to like boom. I had people leaving Finish Line going to start beer companies and they going to create Traeger. Like, hey man, can you help? You know people that barbecue? You know this? So now the Rolodex, it was just for me, for my Rolodex, and I moved to LA for 2 years. And it kind of just went on from there. But yeah, that led me into creating my first shoe because I was always a shoe guy. But it was like, man, I want to create a shoe that's like, I think we did like every 10 pair, every 5 pair we sell, we able to give back 10. And it wasn't no Tom stuff. It was something that was like cool. Like I always think if would the hood mess with it? If the hood mess with it,
that's why you always got to think when it comes to. I mean, being from Chicago,
and Tom's was Tom's, but I was like, I'm not trying to create no Tom stuff. Right. I want something the hood gonna wear or somebody on stage gonna wear, but I also can still have a purpose to give back to the kids, like kids in Africa, kids in here, kids at home. That need it. It was kids at home that needed. Like I support my community first, then I'm gonna go to the other country.
That's love.
So I was able to do that on my own. And then we did that in 2016, 17, and then Vertigo came about 18, 19. And that was my clothing brand that we ran probably a good 4 years, bro. And from at that point, it just, again, my mind started going, and then we go to something else. So
I mean, that's the life of an entrepreneur, man. When you become a creative and you become an entrepreneur and you see so many things that your mind can stretch out to, it starts to take you into other avenues and other ventures, and the key thing about that is other relationships, because I'm definitely a big relationship guy, and I always talk to people about the collaboration of anything that I do. There's an opportunity because the plate and the money is out there for everybody to take a piece of. So what's the purpose of being greedy? What's the purpose of trying to be the top dog if if you know if your people, your team around you is not eating. So that's the reason why I always try to be a person of a resource and collaboration for any and everybody, man, so everybody can figure out a way to eat, have that equal playing field.
100%, but that's also speak to where you from.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, being from Chicago, I ain't never seen my brothers, my uncles, them do no coward stuff like.
Yeah.
Oh, Nick getting money over there. Let's see. Let's trick him out his spot. Like, he getting money. How's he getting money? Let's figure out how to get our own. Like, ain't no hating bones in our body, bro. And that's another thing that people always like, bro, how you like I'm not a gatekeeper. We were just talking about
that, right?
For real.
If I can help anybody change their life, I will.
Yeah.
I've had business partners, people in life that I just don't even really talk to no more.
Yeah.
Same.
But it's like if I can
It is what it is, though.
if I can help you change your life or somebody around you, and like I will, bro.
Yep.
We don't do sucker stuff. And I think again, I always hear people in interviews or like entertainers always talk about, man, the Midwest, them dudes from the Midwest, they cut different.
They say, oh,
It really is. Like I just wasn't raised that way, bro. Like
it was
like exactly what you said. Like it's just the way that we process things and see it. Like it's enough for all us to eat, bro. And like really, bro. I think it's a big testament to our environment.
right.
Our environment for sure.
For sure. You got
So where you at now in your journey? I mean, I know you're doing a lot with youth sports and athletics, but also like tell us some of the stories from back in Chicago that shaped the mold of how you, like we're talking about now, are incubating and taking the next youth generation to the next level.
I always like now, you know, my journey now has taken me to, and that's part of it because of my kids as well. But my oldest son, he started playing basketball first, but he transitioned to football. So me as a dad, what I do, I go back to my mama crib in my box, go back to my Rolodex. Let me hit my homies up that do it. Let me get my stuff right. We started in flag, but now I got 18 teams. We started with one team, and now we got 18 teams. And I always look at my growing up, I always tell the kids, like, bro, the reason why, and parents like, man, why you go so hard? Why you know?
Yeah.
Because I always want to be for them the coach that I wish I had.
Man,
now, we had great role models, but some of the coaching, and you look at it.
Yeah.
You look at it now, and it's like, bro, y'all, we was remember they had Reebok team, right? I played with a Reebok team. But if Reebok is pouring into these kids, why are you charging us $350 a month?
Right.
Yeah.
That's like us with Nike Dark Side.
Yeah.
If Nike is pouring into the kids, why am I gonna charge y'all $450 a month? Right? It don't make sense. I'm
gonna say it like this. Okay.
I could.
I'm gonna say it like this. Okay. I help run some of the programs, so I come from the cloth of the Mac Urban Fires. I come from the cloth of the Mean Streets. Yeah. The Illinois Wolves out there on the suburbs. I mean, I know about the Demons. I'm gonna shout out to the Demons in Chicago. Y'all was a legend too.
Them, bro.
Ferrari, all those different programs. So when it came for me to learn and cut my teeth when it came to sports and youth athletics, that shit is expensive.
Yes.
So, like, when it comes down to it, like, you have the program, you have your staple program, your flagship, which is, let's say, the 17U of the program, 16 to 17U.
100%.
So, now, as a program, you have everybody else that's under it.
Yep.
And everybody wants to be a part of that name. As a Mac Urban Fire, which I was, everybody wanted to have Mac Urban Fire on their jersey, whether it be, whether you in Dago elementary school, 3rd grade, all the way up to 16, 15U. But 16 and 17 is what is important.
Yeah.
It ain't got nothing to do with 14, 13, none of that
10,
stuff.
10 now?
10,
you look at 10
youth. And they doing rankings, which is a detriment to those little kids.
Yeah, you don't do no rankings.
I mean, when you look at it, that shit is expensive. You got hotel travels. You got uniforms every year. Kids steal the uniforms. You're not getting them uniforms back in the season.
Oh, no, because it's kids. And then you put your bag down at the AAU tournament, that Nike Elite bag, gone.
Nike Elite bag.
With your jersey in it, gone, because it's kids from other teams that's coming with the mesh flip-flop jersey that want that. I wish I could be on this.
Brandon.
So you're right.
And you look the elite of the elite.
Yep.
And so you and there as a Nike program, everybody on the program got to have Nikes.
Got to.
So So you can't go out with a kid coming into your program with the Adidas. So
You'll tell you if you got 12 kids,
Yep.
maybe 6 of them, 5 of them parents can put them in the new Cobes at the time or Jordans.
Yep.
But then the other 4 now,
they in them Team Jordans.
Yeah, as a coach, I gotta figure out how to.
We got to figure out how to
elevate them. Yeah,
the other 6 get them shoes.
Yeah.
So it's so many things. You got the socks. You got the tights underneath them. Like all this stuff is expensive, and we ain't even gotten to the tournament fees. We got into the travel. You got to get the vans. You got to get the
gas, food, lodging.
The gas, food. I mean, in Chicago, them kids coming from nothing, so they're getting free lunches at school. Yeah. So where did that go?
They ain't trying to pay for nothing on the road.
No, they ain't trying to pay for nothing. They ain't got the money to pay for nothing. They mama ain't got the money to pay for nothing. So at that point in time, the most talented kids came from the gutter.
Yep.
Yes.
So they don't know where their next meal comes. Them ramen kids, them, you know what I'm saying? Them sugar sandwiches kids, them syrup
and them the kids
kids.
that if you just turn your head for one split second, they can lose their life either way. Jail by committing the crime or being involved in the crime. I got to go get a quick lick because I cannot eat, and this is why the whole to basically. Elaborate on what you're saying. My whole identity in creating Nike Dark Side was that was take the Chicago blueprint of how I grew up in AAU.
Shout out to Main Street. Shout out to
the teams that I admire and I was always around. Like to see Ty Streets was an NFL receiver. He hooped at Thornton. It's for me. I had to talk to my wife. I was like, I was a hooper. I don't know if when I knew this flag, the football stuff was getting serious. I had to really talk to my wife about it. But I was like, you know what? Ty did it. And that's why I always tell everybody, any interview I do, I give respect to Ty and Main Streets because he was a NFL football player that turned to a basketball coach. And everybody's like, man. But then when he did it with that first class with Jarrell and Reese and all them, he had all them boys from Thornton, and they was playing. You know what I'm saying? They was going to do some things nationally, and it's like, man. I was like, when I came to Vegas, I was like, that's my mindset. So like, I'm applying all of that in the kids from the North Side in Vegas, all them kids that I know. Like, even though we got good parents in the program, we got mom and dad in the household, I still treat them the same way. Because now in Vegas. They exposed to different stuff that Chicago kids, the strip, the clubs, the
they got access to all that.
You can call
drugs is prevalent here at a young age in these high schools and middle schools.
And the type of drugs, because in Chicago, little weed, little lean, little, you know what I'm saying? Here it's like,
heroin, cocaine,
Xans, Perks, all of that.
The weed is the start. That's the key in the
I got access to fent, man.
Bro, it's like, it's a different level. Right, so like for me, it was like I use my experiences. I always tell the kids, man, hey, coach, you ever, and they do their kids. They ask real quick. I said, have you ever shot somebody? No, I ain't never shot nobody. Do I know somebody that have? Probably. Have I ever been shot at? Yes. In the crowd? Yes. Gun pulled on me? Absolutely. But also, you got to also understand your surroundings and the people you want. Those people ain't in my life. Will never be. I'll never go put myself back into them environments.
True story. One time I was coaching at Morgan Park in Chicago, South Side. You know, I won 2 state championships and shit. So shout out to Nick Irvin. But like one of the kids we was in practice, he was like, "Coach, you ever been jumped on?" I said, "No," but really the only time I've been jumped on was when I was at Lifetime. So that's the reason why I got kicked out.
Lifetime coming right back in the conversation.
But I don't really consider that jumped on. But that's the reason why I hit the dude. But anyway. But for the foundation, he was like, "Coach, you ever been jumped on?" I said, "No." He was like, man, like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, first of all, I don't put myself in position to be jumped on. Like, if I had to go get on the bus, I'm putting on my dirty yerks, I'm putting on my poop putts to go, and I'm putting my Jordans, my 11s in my backpack. So I look like I'm not a target when I hop on that bus.
It's easy.
And I said, but what everybody wants to do, and it's a Chicago thing. We swaggy in Chicago, as you know. We're gonna put that shit on. So when you in Chicago and you roaming around, you can make yourself a target by looking like a target. And so they like, man, he getting money.
Yeah.
Or he got, I want that
he coming
Louis
from some
belt.
money, yeah.
Even if it's fake.
Hey, see, they be like, bro, sweet. He's sweet for him.
Oh, he's sweet.
Yeah, we can take
he's
that.
sweet. And, you know, me being light skinned, I had to daggone pick and choose my battles. I had to pick and choose my battles. Like, you know, I can't walk around just being light skinned and acting like bougie and acting like, you know what I'm saying? No, I had to. And that's what, you know, to my uncle's respect, like, he toughened me up. He sharpened my iron in that respect. He said, man, you got to respect these people in the streets because if you fronting on them, they gonna make you a target.
They gonna try to take it from you.
And so he was just like, dude, that's the reason why he was like, man, you were a little spoiled little boy, which I was at the time. My dad died, and my mother was, you know, nurturing me in that level.
Trying to overcompensate.
Yeah, overcompensating. I was getting every Jordan that came out. I was leaving school when I was in Indianapolis, getting the mics and everything else like that. So like, you know, son, I don't never tell people I came from the gutter, but I had it rough because once you lose your father, you got to learn your way as a man.
Yeah.
And I shout out to my mother for putting male figures in my life.
Yeah, that's smart. Not trying to be the male figure.
Yeah, not trying to be the male figure. So she, you know, she put me around some of my father's frat brothers, Kenny Davis, Omega Psi Phi. My dad was Omega, and everything else like that. So Kenny Davis, shout out to him, and my uncles and Tony Johnson from Riverside. These are people that was in Indianapolis, but when it came to my Chicago upbringing, my uncle, Billy Garrett, put me in them trenches. You know what I'm saying? I was at the Golden Dome on the west side. I was at all these different places playing ball, but I was really trying to acclimate myself to the Chicago life. Yeah. And, you know, I support that from day one because you're a different breed when you come from Chicago. Like, and come from the Midwest in general. Shout out to the Midwest in general because I give respect to everybody from Illinois to Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah, all these different places in the Midwest. I show them love because, like, man, like, y'all us. And it doesn't change from that standpoint, and that's the reason why I continuously, you know, support anybody and anything that's going on from the Midwest.
Yeah, that's y'all dropped a lot of bars, and like you said, it's not just about Chicago; it's about the Midwest in general. And you know, I'm not going to spend an episode talking about Cleveland, but I can relate to a lot of the stories in my upbringing, and you know, people that I grew up around that maybe a little bit younger than me that had a similar upbringing. But you know, we all can relate to all of those different experiences, even all the way on the West Coast. So, like, you know, I mentioned I threw out that I developed relationships with you both over a 10-year span, and it came out of the hoop community. But you know, that happened in Vegas, so that tells the tale of how long we've been in this city and how long I've been rocking with y'all. So this ain't no overnight relationships I'm having with my guys. Like, these are my brothers that's on this platform.
A lot of people in the Midwest that living in Vegas now.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a big Midwest presence here. But you know, I get to enjoy my experiences with my Midwest brothers at this table. You know what I'm saying? So I've been rocking with y'all for almost 10 years. And the biggest thing that you took elements of what you learned in your experience and you put it in a youth program out here. Now, with that being said, you've integrated the branding into it. You've integrated your experiences from not only Chicago, but all over the world. And you actually received an award for that.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
Yeah, it was last February,
if I had a drink cup, drink champ.
It's all good.
Last,
water.
Let's take a shot.
Drink some Meta.
Let's take a shot to that, to the water. I didn't drink anyway.
Right.
So.
We did, it was like the Black American Heritage celebration with the city of Las Vegas. And the governor of Nevada came out as well.
Man, that's big.
And gave me an award, bro, for like all the community stuff that I do. And I always tell people, like, they was even shocked, like, man, you not from Vegas? I was like, nah, I moved here when I moved to Vegas, I was 26, 27 maybe. Like, I wasn't raised here at all. I came to Vegas my first time when I was like 17, visit. And I came back on my 21st birthday. And when I came back, I knew I was like, I'm going to live in that city.
Oh, wow.
That's the same thing I kind of did,
obviously,
though.
it was because it was the aria, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, I ain't mad at that.
Nigga, I ain't mad at that. I was 20. Nigga, I'm pacing the room until that motherfucker hit 12. My wife like, damn, sit down, chill. I'm like, I can't. As soon as it hit 12, I was like, oh, yeah. And I was everywhere, bro.
Spoiled you.
I went to like 20 hotels in one night. I'm like, I want to move.
It's so much exposure, access.
You talking to, I don't drink. They free drinks.
Yeah, you just outside.
I take one, give it to my man here. Take this. Bro. I'm just like, I love
just
it.
the access.
Yeah. So yes, bro.
That's the same thing that happened to me though. I got here and I was like, dang, I could live here. I like it. And I was only experiencing the Strip, but then I had a friend that lived off the Strip. And then back in my real estate days when I was in my 20s, I used to come out here all the time and visit him and stay with him. We was off the street. I was like, man, this is decent.
Yeah,
like, I could do this.
Yeah.
And the weather was always good. So I was like, man, I had that same vision in my head. Like, one day I'm going to live in Vegas. And it ended up happening.
Yeah, well, for me, you know, just to throw my experience out with Vegas, like, I had a couple different visits. My first experience was the Wynn. So I got...
Big dog.
Yeah, that ruined everything, because I'm like, if it ain't the Wynn, I don't want to do nothing, right?
What I'm saying. Yeah.
So, you know, I popped in and out of Vegas a couple times. I think probably my longest tenure in Vegas was when Encore Beach Club opened. Ooh. So we was in Wynn again, Wynn Encore, having the time of our life Memorial Day weekend. But
yeah, the rich thing.
Listen, but it's another episode. But I actually got the opportunity to help open up Top Golf Las Vegas, or be a part of the opening team. Yep. And I had already visited Vegas, lived in Phoenix, so I was familiar with the desert weather. And I'm like, all right, cool. I wanna move there. You know, one thing about me, I'm a adventurer. So like, you know, I'll move to Boise, you know, if it makes sense. Yeah. But I'm here in Vegas, and the first thing somebody said to me when I said I was gonna go to Vegas, they was like, you got 2 kids. What are you going to do in Vegas? You're going to live on the Strip. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to live on the Strip. I'm going to find where everybody else is raising their kids at. I'm going to raise my kids there, right?
It's life outside of the hotels, dog.
Yeah, so I end up on the Southwest. So I'm in Southwest Summerlin area. I haven't left that area since. But ultimately, being an adventurer, I found myself driving all around the 15 and 215. I'm in Aliante. I'm up north. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm up north. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in Boulder City. I'm in Prim. You know, I'm all over. It's Southern Highlands, you name it. Inspirada, I'm all down St. Rose. I'm everywhere in Vegas. So by the time, I think, year 3 or 4 that I'm here, I know Vegas, right? And it's really, I ain't afraid to pull up nowhere. And one of my boys told me to pull up to a birthday party up north. First of all, it's 10 degrees hotter up there. Yeah. So I had to switch my shirt. You know, I'm taking my son in there, but he in like a small, he in a small house, and it's rough up there. Yeah. You know, somebody hitting a pipe a few houses down. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. You know, I'm like, let me make sure we say happy birthday. We stay long enough to exchange the gift, do happy birthday, but we up out of there. Yeah. You know, and it ain't even a, I'm never afraid. I've lived in Newark, New Jersey. I've been on east side of Detroit, west side of Detroit. I done been all over. Yeah, like I done been to Brownsville. So like, I ain't never been afraid of the hood. That's the other part about the light skin thing. You know, I ain't really big on the shade shit. It's like, hey, I'm from around the way. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'll end up in the hood, you know, anywhere. It doesn't matter. And because I grew up in both sides. I grew up in the burbs. I grew up in the hood, mostly the hood. So it's like, you know, I see aspects of St. Clair where I'm like, okay, this is some energy I would see on St. Clair, so I know how to move. Right. You know, or East Cleveland, I know how to move. So, you know, the cool thing about it is being in Vegas, I got a chance to really understand, okay, Vegas does have something to offer, and there are a lot of really good creative people in this town. Mm-hmm. But what I also realized, if you take the Strip out of Las Vegas, it is 3 million people here currently. We was here all at the same time. Y'all came a year before me. So that was 2 million people, maybe, give or take 2 million people. Yeah. Small town. So now you got to think about if you've ever lived in a small town, Midwest got hella small towns. So it's like, all right, well, what's going on? I lived in Canton. I got family in Canton. Canton's small town as fuck. Yeah. So it's like, all right, cool. What we do in Canton? You know, and then you think about how to relate and how these people are, what they're going through and how they feel. You start to be able to try to offer up services, experiences to try to broaden their horizons. You know, so I feel like when you got that award and all of the energy you put into the city of Las Vegas, I feel like I feel like it came from that energy too, because you learn things from all over. Kurt, you've been all over too. You know what I mean? And like, even just what we're doing with our IPs right now is really about pretty much partnering and branding and really just building this ecosystem, as we like to use the word, to give Vegas this feel or this exposure that the average person isn't trying to give, because everybody just comes and goes.
That's where that award it opened my eyes. Like, man, this is what me and Nick talked about. Well, maybe 2020.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
2019.
Wow, 2018.
No, 2018.
We started Friends and Brands in 2019.
Yeah, we started in 2019 before COVID.
Malik episode.
Yeah.
When he was talking about the pandemic.
Malik Youssef.
And he talked about Chicago guys talked about having to fight for canned goods and toilet paper. He was talking about all that stuff before COVID even hit.
Yeah, go watch that episode. It's still up on YouTube.
Crazy as hell. But yeah, so we was talking about the culture of Las Vegas, and again, the long story short, the whole identity behind my program is to bring a Chicago element to the youth space. And which is why I tell people all the time why when we show up to games, they don't like it. We show up to games in red uniforms. Everybody got on black accessories. Yeah, because that's how I am.
We bullying it, but we gonna run that joint. Yeah.
Not only are we gonna compete and win games, sometimes beat the shit out of teams, but we're going to look a certain way while we do it. Make sure everybody accessories the same color. If I say we wearing all black with red and you got on all black with white,
send your ass home.
Go home.
Yep, go home.
It's like the Army and the Navy.
Get it, and then you come back. But like practice, same thing. Like it's the mentality, because I remember like hearing stories about like coaches, and I go back to Ty. I remember when one of my good partners, my brother's best friend, one of his best friends, Jarrell, live in the neighborhood, Jarrell McNeil. He was telling us the story of my mama crib, bro. About they just got back from nationals. And there was a player on their team. What was this dude's name? Shooter. He was a crazy shooter from Chicago on this team. But he and Jarrell was like, bro, this is when he's like, Ty is crazy. Like he's crazy, bro. But you need a little bit of that
for sure.
You need a little bit of insanity, like for kids. Like some parents, I had parents ask me, bro, that's insane. You want everybody to yes. Absolutely, I want everybody to look the same. Because then what happened if my son and then the next captain and they all come looking this way, but what about this kid? I don't want this kid feeling left out. It's about him feeling left out. And it's about teaching him, teaching kids
responsibility,
direction, the detail, attention to detail. So the story goes, he was like, yeah, bro, it's always excuses, but I realized Ty was crazy when he took a time out. I don't know who they was playing. Took a time out. He's like, bro, what's up? What's up? What's going on with you? The kid that missing the shot. What's going on? Man, I don't know, coach. I can't find my shot. Ty say, you can't find your what? You can't find your shot. Nigga, go back to the hotel. Take him back to the hotel so he can look for it.
Oh, wow. I feel it, though.
Kid had to go look for a shot. Like literally sending him out. Middle of the game. I said, man, that's some cold shit.
Yeah, it is.
But you need a little bit of that insanity because that kid, I think Thornton, he played for Thornton. I think Thornton mother won state. Like back after that. Yeah. He came back. He went to a great school. Like, again, it's the foundation.
Yep. Now the foundation is totally key. I did something like that. The foundation
for that, and that was like you said, 16, 17 Union Street. That was their first year. Yeah. That was his oldest team. So like my oldest boys are 12, 13. We going 13U now. So like even for them, my the way that I treat them is different from my other teams. And it ain't like, oh, I treat them better. It's like I'm hardest on them.
Oh yeah.
Because
got to be.
I've already had y'all since y'all was 8, 6, 5, 6.
Y'all supposed to know better.
Now y'all 13. Now I'm gonna turn it up. And like the way that I talk to them, some parents, and now the parents just sit back.
You got to
talk to them about a little bit about that with the youth sports. This is key. Yeah. A lot of kids just want to have fun when it comes to sports.
Yes.
But at a certain age, that shit transition into a business.
Yep. And that's why
like even one of my kids to this day, I'm just like, dude, you got to mature.
Yes.
And you have to understand, like all that, like I'm just want to hoop, just to hoop.
Yep.
That shit out the door.
Yep.
I was like, it's people's livelihood, it's coaches' jobs, and millions of dollars on the
They're not
table.
Playing with you,
and you want to go out there and have fun.
And there's a bunch of other kids.
The fun got to be in the work.
Yeah, you better go.
The fun got to be in the grind. The fun got to be in the repetition, and you being in the gym. Like that's the love for the game.
I told my son the same thing. Go ahead. Continue.
Because it's like it's brands, it's money on the line, it's table, it's opportunities, and you don't want to fall in suit, and that's what the training and development is. You be able to weed kids out because of what their work ethic is, and it be kids that's mediocre, and you might be killing them. But it's always that transition, and when you figure out 15, 16, 17, 18, freshman year in college, and now they looking at like, man, such and such better than him. Why? Because he had a work ethic, and this kid blossomed earlier than that, because a lot of kids do that. They get to that age where that 13 to 15 range, and they just killing everybody, so they stop putting in the work.
Putting in the work.
They stop finding the love. I mean, the love ain't in the grind no more. The love is I've achieved it. And in Chicago, this is crazy big when guys peak early.
Oh, man. I was just thinking that in my head.
Yeah, they peak early, and then, like, by the time they junior and see them niggas ain't shit.
And I don't want to say no names. I had a teammate, literally.
He knows who he is now. He said,
it popped in my head. I had a teammate.
He said, I'm not gonna say the name, but he was on my team.
Now, mind you, I don't play.
Back in 2000.
It could be AAU, it could be high school, but no, I had a teammate.
He probably gonna be like, man, I know what you're talking about.
If JB see this, he gonna get it too, because he knows exactly what I'm talking about. Had a teammate. Imagine, I'm gonna single it down. It's 07. D Rose wasn't always number one in the state. He wasn't always number one. Yeah. In that the turning of the passing. I don't even want to say.
I know you talking about
passing of the baton.
I definitely know you talking about now.
D Rose won something.
Didn't bro get in trouble?
Come on, bam. Yeah, he did. Bam. Yeah. Boomed him. Nasty and just turned D Rose turned into something else this summer, and I think it was that point. Yeah. Then he goes on, plays at Simeon, and then he started playing. Yeah. He played up. Yeah. And it just changed the game. And like you said, you start seeing damn man, in 8th grade you was the one. 7th grade you was the one everybody talked about. Yeah. Cause it was like, man, they got this little dude Pooh. He good, bro. Pooh was good. Pooh. That's what they called D Rose. But then when he became who he became, you start calling him nah, that's D Rose. D Rose. It's like, damn. But it happened. What he said, junior year, you start seeing bro, you was the man 7th grade. What happened? Yeah. Stop putting the work in. Yep. And I'll tell all my kids
we got hundreds of stories back in there.
Man, and I tell all my kids to this day in my program, they coach, why you could have been in? I said, you know what? Truthfully, and I tell my wife this, going back to it. I feel like I didn't work hard enough, and that's what y'all need to do. Yep. Work hard, because when I went to school, I got the D1, right? Oh, I made money. I went to China. I fell out of love with it later on, but I'm talking about the process in college. If I would have worked hard enough, I probably would have got a better agent. I probably would have,
better teams.
Yeah, I'm never going to say circumstances. Oh, it was a lockout.
Yeah, hindsight.
Speaking of hindsight. I enter my name in the draft, all the good stuff. But it's just if I tell kids the work you put in is what's gonna pay you. You gotta put the work in, bro. At the end of the day, because just because you good, you 5'10" and 150, 60 pounds right now, and you playing 13, you might still be 5'10" when you were junior in high school. Yep. Now what you gonna play? Yep. Slot receiver, you almost 300 pounds. You ain't gonna play no slot.
Put your ass
you
on
gonna play no corner. You 5'10" now. I don't want to hit nobody, so now you can't play linebacker. Now what?
You cook.
Oh man, I was good in youth sports. You got to put the work in.
It's about today.
That's plain and simple.
And that's key that we translate that to all the youth and make sure that they understand this is a journey and it's a long journey, but also the journey ends quickly.
Very.
Because people still into this day, when it comes to those that get to the NBA, the thing ain't about getting into the NBA. It's about staying in the NBA, bro. And you think you're a pro, you know what I'm saying? I should give a shout out to all my guys that was top picks or top lottery guys. You know what I'm saying? Taylor Horton, Jaleel Okafor. I done coached a lot of these dudes. I done coached a lot of these dudes.
But even Taylor. Yeah. His story reminds me.
Got a great story.
His story reminds me of one. He got to the league and everybody, man, what is that? Oh, he got to put up. Bro, he found his niche, just like Pat Bev did.
Pat Bev did it too.
Everybody
and Ayo DeSumo right now with the Bulls.
Same, bro. That's a kid.
He playing defense.
That's a kid I knew since he was 5. Ayo, since he was 5.
I coached him at Morgan Park.
Yeah, that's what I mean. With Nick and Otto, so him, Adam Miller was on that
Adam
team.
Miller.
So bro. Those kids are kids that I knew growing up, and they're in the same thing. When you get there, we know you can go for 50. I did it all high school shit at U of I.
Yep.
Same with Pat Bev.
Yep.
Pat Bev wreaked havoc on the whole city, bro. Year above him, like Parko and them.
Yep.
And then our D-Roll 07.
Yep.
He was 06, but nobody could see
30s and 40s on every game.
I heard about Pat.
Everybody, and then
about Pat.
And then Nick, he still had 6 steals, 4 blocks, draw charges,
Unlimited motor.
Boards.
Unlimited motor.
But he got to the league and said, "Okay, I need to figure out a way to stay here."
But what helped him and I don't want to say humbled him, what gave him some more insight was going overseas and not making it in the NBA and having to put in that extra work and realizing
he got bought, his contract got bought out, his Russia contract got
I remember
bought
that.
out.
Yeah, I like Pat's storyline.
Because at Arkansas, even, he was one of them ones.
Yes, he was.
Man, he still showed 20, 30, 20, 25.
Yep.
But it's like, bro, you come here, you 6'1".
Yep. You're not the star.
Yep.
And he came with the mentality.
Couldn't really shoot like that.
Yep.
Yes.
That was a little. He learned how to get in that. Like, you know, even somebody like a PJ Tucker.
it, bro.
PJ Tucker.
I like PJ's story.
PJ, you know what I'm saying? He was like, he figured out what the role was. And that's what.
Draymond's doing it right now.
Yeah, but even see why, like a Dylan Brooks right now. Dylan Brooks is transitioning. He went to the Phoenix. Now this dude averaging 21.
Yeah,
he never averaged no points in his life.
He going back to that Oregon D Brooks.
Yeah, exactly.
He going back to that Oregon D Brooks.
But he also put in the work over the summertime. I'm going to Phoenix.
I love the workhorses. I love the workhorses.
So he put into the work to figure out, okay, what does Phoenix need if I'm going over there? But he's stuck in the NBA. Why? Because I became a defensive dude first.
I can do it now. Yes. Now I got value.
Everybody in the NBA, there's on every team there's a score.
Yep.
Everyone.
Your job is not to score. We got that handled already.
Everyone. Yeah, that's like baseball. I got somebody that can hit home runs. I need you to do your job.
I need you to
do your job.
Once you understand how to do your job, you become that consummate professional. But yeah, like and that's the thing, man. I'm sure we can go on and on about the stories of, you know, people we came up with and you know, all of this stuff. But like, I think what's really dope about this episode is how we're able to take these values from our experiences, right? We're not looking at it like, oh, you made it to the league and you didn't pan out or whatever it is. There's all these opportunities are stepping stones. And you were able to take that and you create all these different stepping stones. You know, your relationship with Finish Line, your relationship with Nike, you're creating your brands, you know, putting together Nike Dark Side Youth Program, winning hundreds of championships, expanding the team, and then, you know, putting that branding on there. That's something, and creating uniformity. Yeah. That's just things that the average person isn't doing, and a lot of that comes from the experiences. What are some of the new projects you have coming up? Do you have any new projects coming up that you want to talk about outside of Nike Dark Side?
Collaborate.
Or we can collaborate.
Or, you know, whatever
I think I think it's definitely some. We got obviously. We got a bunch of like things in the youth sports space that I think we can do some work on. I think I'm getting to a point back where I'm getting that itch again. I may come back out in the fashion space soon.
Okay, I was hoping that's what you was gonna say. I was trying to bait you into that answer.
I've been looking at some things, looking at the different, you know, on the luxury side of it.
I love it.
Okay.
You
know, so
I thought you would have. So we did a project with Friends and Brands where Agenda at the time, they were just coming back from the COVID era, and they wanted to get back into the trade show space. We had an opportunity to go on and be a part of the panel, and there were some things that we saw that needed improvement in the fashion space that we thought we can kind of elevate. Things didn't really pan out like we wanted it to. We ended up doing 2 years out of the 3 years they asked us, and you know, we didn't return back. But I thought then, when we were in that room, we're in Bali, and we were going between the small room and the big room. I'm wondering in the back of my head, I'm like, I wonder if Mark is really going to make a splash back into the space, because Nike Dark Side was existing then. You know
but
at
the time, 3-4 it was easy.
Yeah.
Now it's like these kids are developing. Now we working on NIL, now building that out, because now I'm finna have my first wave of kids going to high school. After we 13U, so like, well, we just was 12U, so now you got the kids like Noah and your baby girl, like who was 8th graders, but they were 12. And then they turned 13 once the new school year, or going into the new school year. So, like, I got kids that's finna go to high school. So now I have to shift my mind to, like, now we got to start getting y'all offers.
Yep.
Now we got to start getting y'all real trainers, getting y'all ready for camps, to go to these camps and get the exposure that y'all need, because that's going to pay bills. I always tell them, like, parents, y'all take this so serious. a lot of parents mad at me because I say this is a serious program. This ain't the program to come and have fun.
No, I mean,
now if you work hard, you show up every day, you give me your maximum effort. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
That's what Curtis said. That's the fun part.
You're gonna get the.
You don't want to train.
Your son gonna be on a page with 100,000 followers. He gonna be on YouTube everywhere.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun. But like,
you can't be on the game all day and then show up.
You can't just be little Johnny comes to the game. Why didn't he play? Because he
ain't working hard.
He doesn't. And I don't like. I mean this in the most respectful way. He doesn't add value because you don't train him at home. Well, I only got him for a couple days out the week.
Yeah, bookmark that for a second. The thing is like y'all both said it. We all said it. I actually said this in a conversation with my own son that the fun. This is no longer fun. I knew it wasn't fun. Like at one point, it might have been fun when we were younger.
Yeah,
it might have. I'm talking about like a small percentage. But now today, you hear all of these athletes, Draymond Green, all these, they talk about basketball. It used to be, a middle class, lower middle class sport. Now it's upper class because they're putting all this money and emphasis into the program. Mm-hmm. So the thing is now that little percentage out we were talking about that was fun. Well, you would just have to be talented, put in a little bit of work ethic. You can get you a career overseas, get you a contract in the NBA. Now it's like, nah, that's happening as early as middle school. They ranking these kids in elementary, middle school now, and now this.
It's crazy because it do add fuel to it.
What I'm saying, I'm saying,
argument,
yeah, the cap,
we beat him.
Yeah,
I had a coach. I held him to 3
points.
We got 3 picks on him. How is he ranked? Bro, this is youthful.
The cap. That's what I'm saying. That's where the cap is. Is like there's so much more development going on. You know what I'm saying? But like,
so
but
much more development too. Happy.
Yeah, but the problem. I think the problem that I see is. So if it's serious now, right? You want to talk about holding teams to certain scores and getting picks. Yeah. It's like, all right, well, cool. Let's take the work ethic serious and now we got NIL deals. So now that's not just handing a contract to a kid. That's the player development.
You're an employee now.
But you gotta fall in line with the morals and principles. You teaching them with how a team operates at a professional level.
Yep.
Don't come to work without your uniform on. Don't come late. Don't be on the game all day and not putting the work in because you're not gonna play. The parents don't come to me talking to me about your kid. You want them to play somewhere, go play somewhere else. He gonna come here, he gonna button it all up, and he gonna come to work. And if he show out, then then he'll get it. He earn a spot. But we're not giving those spots over here, and that's the rude awakening with parents because parents they'll sit there and try to argue with the coaches on why my son ain't playing. Why I'm like, what I tell you when Noah played? I played 1 year with Noah. The only reason Noah didn't stay on that team because he was older.
Yeah,
but he was a tweener. He was a tweener.
So we went and played that age group again.
Yeah,
he turned his age. So
and
you ain't finessed that?
Nah.
No finesse. And you know what? So
that was another thing. We was too good. They was already.
You know how they do all day.
But what I do, I max the age out.
Yeah, he maxed out.
So I max it out. If they say
for the league requirement.
Tournaments is January 1st, right?
Yeah.
So like me, I'm coming up at AAU. We'll go to all these tournaments. And I was playing. I was playing. My age group was 17U. That was the 07 class. But I was still 16, so I was able to go play with Shump and them. I maxed that shit out. I leave the 17U game, go right over here, play again. On my 16U team, I'm maxing my age out. I don't care that I'm a grade older. These are the real dudes that's my age.
And you end up being the same. Y'all all in the same pool anyway. By the time you become an adult, so at the time, my son got a slow growth.
Different because they do holdbacks here.
They class all day.
We don't. I tell people I'm not from that.
Yeah.
When I could, again, my whole story. I could have been. Oh man, I'm doing high school. Yeah, pull me out of 8th grade. Let me do it. Everybody I know came out for real.
Yeah.
Some people went prep. Now that's a little different.
Yeah,
but most dudes went straight to college. Everybody was true to age. It wasn't no holdback.
You're right.
The West Coast is scary because I pull up. I'm like, brother, these dudes got beards and oh man, he in 8th grade though. Bruh.
Like, nah, what y'all doing over there?
All right, it's cool.
Yeah, we gonna play. But that's the thing is what I was gonna say is like at the time my son size-wise, he fit in. So, and he had never played football. So I was like, well, I'm gonna put him with my brother. I'm gonna let him do. But what I tell you, I said, hey man, don't hold back on him.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Because this is right at the time when we was starting to we was really getting that traction, like was starting to happen.
And I remember, I kid you not, I'm running all over Vegas at this time. I had to drop him off to the game. I had to go get my dad and my stepmom because they was in town. I had to take their mama to work. And so by the time I get back to the game's over. And I missed the goddamn game. And I'm pissed, you know. So, but I see Noah going in a different direction. He mad. So I'm like, hey, where you going? I'm like, first of all, we parked over here, so come over here. And he a little bullheaded. So I'm like, come over here. Yeah. What happened? He's like, man, I ain't play. So I'm like, okay, it must have been the reason why you didn't play, you know. So I go talk. I'm gonna talk to Mark anyway because this is my guy. Yeah, so it ain't. I didn't even come and question Mark on. I just was like, hey, how the game go? Mark, give me the full report. Yeah. And it wasn't even like Noah did this, Noah didn't do this. He said, hey, man, you know, this is what happened with the team, or Noah this. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I ain't even question nothing else. Mm-hmm. I said, okay. I took Noah to the car, and I said, hey, man, this is how this worked. But this is the thing. This is the reality. Not just because if Mark wasn't my man. That's just how it is. Yeah. There's a reason why. Like, you know, and part of it, and so I'm at another game.
People don't come from sports and they don't understand
the
dynamics of it.
But look,
they get lost in the emotions of their kids.
So check this out. So straight up, anybody I let them play. I don't intervene. Sometimes I can't help it, right? Like, but this one particular game. This was a really good game. There's a lot of good games that he's had, but I'm the years that I'm actually there with my son, and we balling, right? So my son make a couple good plays. He messes up on a play. Mentally he checks out. Noah, Mark like, hey, Noah,
get him.
Sit to the side. Yeah, sit to the side.
Because he was about to crash.
Yeah, he was crashing out on the field.
Like, can't crash on the field.
Yeah.
I'm not going to trip on no mistake.
Yeah.
We all going to miss.
But my son don't realize that. So I'm trying, like, now I go, this is why I did this, though. Like, because Mark wanted me to, so when he had to stop playing, he couldn't play up anymore or max out. He was like, why don't you just run the age group. And I'm like, I got too much other stuff I'm focused on. But I thought about it. But this is the part where I'm like, all right, I grabbed my son, pull him to the side, and I got to check him back in. But because I wanted Mark to check him as a coach so I could check him as a dad. Mm-hmm. And this is like the play literally happened with Zion. Mm-hmm. Zion catch a bomb. Or it was like somebody catches a bomb, like a crazy pass. Yeah. They trucking down. I'm talking about this shit was like 40 yards or some shit. Yeah. And I'm like, Noah, snap out of it. They not even thinking about the mistake you made. Zion just got 40 yards.
They on to the next play.
Yeah, but because what Mark did, Mark was like, look, I knew what Mark was thinking. I got to get him back in the game. Mm-hmm. So I need you to take a break, regroup, get back in, and do what you was doing before the moment that you messed up. Mm-hmm. And so as a kid, they can't get past that. So that's when I pulled to the side, and I'm being the dad and not the coach, but I'm telling them this is what Coach Mark is telling you to do. Yeah, you made 4 plays. You made 4 good plays. The 5th play didn't go well.
This is playoff.
Yeah,
this is a playoff game.
But I let Mark do his job, and that's the thing.
We ain't got time for the crash out right now. We just win and lose.
Yeah,
but I like the with Noah. I like the passion he played with because he converted. Like he'll grab a kid, throat slam. You know,
he was with it.
Slam his flag on the ground, step over him. Yeah, like that's the energy I need.
For sure. Mm-hmm.
But it was when he felt like he messed up, and I'm never gonna point. Mm-hmm. I don't do that to kids. And I'll take a time out. We talk about it, but like he thought he messed up so bad that he just started.
Yeah,
and I'm like, all right,
you got to sit on the side.
Come here, bro.
And that's why I was like, being there for Mark.
You did it right though. You did it exactly right, and the main point of all of this is that I always say elite kids, and I'm not saying elite, any kids in life, they need elite parents. Whether that's sports, whether that's, like you said, you getting ready for him to do college. He got college meetings coming up. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's an elite kid. What freshman? Not many freshmen are doing that right now. Yeah. So, like, they need elite parents, bro. They need parents that's real. They need parents that's going to give it to them raw. Not your coach. That's your teacher. Oh, you failed the test, man. Your teachers ain't teaching you nothing. Like, is he studying at home? Are you helping him? Are you creating a positive environment for him to grow? Let's start there first. A lot of parents ain't real, so that's why I take my hat off to you.
It starts at home, man.
You always held it down, bro.
It starts at home, man. And when when it comes to everything that goes on with these kids, when they start putting them on teams, you can't protect your kid.
No.
You can't, they have to go through the trenches. They got to go through the ebbs and flows of sports.
And you know what?
And
Vegas,
you got to learn how to deal with it.
Vegas, what shocked me about Vegas, and I mean, it's Vegas, so it's a lot of money here.
Yeah, for sure.
When parents start opening their book up, their wallet to me, I was like, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it comes with an expectation.
But you know me, bro. I
can't do it.
Being from where I'm from, that's
do
a slap. That's some sucker.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Tell
like
your
for
son-
me, I
tell your
always
son,
be like, bro, my
get it out the mud.
My brothers, my uncle, bro, they hit me in my chest and my mouth if they wait. You taking money so a kid can play?
Yeah, man.
Now we hustlers. Don't get it wrong.
No, we hustlers.
We hustlers,
But it's
that's
another
some
way to
sucker
get that
shit.
bread.
Yeah.
though.
No, if you don't tell that parent, go home and work harder.
For
Yep.
sure.
Just go home and work harder. All the coaches, man, Nike dark side this and how they got Nike. That's cheating. How is it cheating? Because it give the boys a sense of entitlement. Oh no, we belong.
Winning, we belong.
A
We're
winning
good.
culture because of the logo. Yeah,
Because that's the work you put in. But that's
Yeah.
the work
like
you
I
put
tell
in.
ain't
all those
taking no
coaches,
bread,
all
though.
them coaches too. Work harder. Yep. I got that relationship because of what?
I worked hard to get it.
Work harder, bro.
And they believe in my program.
Yeah.
They
That's
believe
it.
in my culture.
That's
they believe
it.
in my fundamentals.
That's it. That's
Yes.
all. I heard one dude, man, I'm gonna call Nike on you, bro. I got here. You want the number?
Yeah, here you go. I
You
get
go,
the rep.
Playboy. I give you the number.
This is the dude that I work with.
Yeah,
Straight to
I
him.
can,
Holla at him.
we can fly to Portland.
Right.
Come on, man. You want to go to Portland so you
Yeah.
can meet him?
Right.
Hey,
It's a
fuck outta here.
non-compete.
Like,
It's a non-compete, by
They
the way.
cry. They right. They cry about everything.
Yeah.
So it just be like, bro, the elite mindsets is what separates, and that's in business. That's in anything we do. You gotta have an elite mindset, bro.
Right.
So
Right.
nah, man.
I think the biggest thing, what I was saying is, I'm trying to get the people that come across my path to understand that, you know. And one thing that's really awesome about this platform is that we all see it the same way and have these similar experiences.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm looking forward to what those projects are. You know, I would challenge our following to like, subscribe, Translation Media, all of our channels, but tell them where they can find you and keep track of you while you put these projects together and work on the things you've been working on.
Ah, man, y'all can follow my personal page is at Mark Wilkins 22, and then my youth page is at Nike Darkside. It'll have all the info there, man. We're doing some big things. Next couple of weeks, we actually putting together some nice events in the city.
Okay.
Agenda coming up again, so we're trying to get in the mix of some of that in February.
Yeah.
Always some events, something.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's get it popping, man.
Let's get it popping.
I appreciate you fellas bringing me on the show, bro.
Anytime.
This was
thanks for
great,
coming
man.
on.
Just to chop it up.
Yeah.
Chop it up with y'all for sure.
Hey, man, thank y'all for coming and tuning into another episode of Translation, sponsored by Translation Media. We want to give a shout out to Meta H2O again, and we want to thank Mark for coming on to the show.
Yes,
again,
sir.
Man. Follow him and like, subscribe, follow, tune in, support. Give donations. If it's in your heart to give a donation to the program, man. Some of them kids need some meals.
Just
some
not
of them kids need some
the
socks.
parents. No parents or them players on that team try to slide it.
Shit, even if the parents do it, don't give an expectation your kid gonna get some minutes.
Right. You ain't getting no burn because you putting dollars in the pocket.
They
You just believe in the program.
Nah, for sure, man. I am Kurt Blair, man.
And I am Nick Beam. And this is our guest,
sir.
Mark Wilkins.
We out.
For sure.
All right.
Y'all stay solid, for
All
sure.
right, peace.